We want to solve the equation 2 sine of x equals 1, where x is between 0 degrees and 360 degrees. The big idea with trig equations is this. First, isolate the trig function, then find every angle that gives that trig value. That word every matters because unlike many algebra equations, trig equations often have more than one answer. So let's start by isolating sine. We have 2 sine of x equals 1. Divide both sides by 2 and we get sine of x equals 1/2. Now pause and translate what this means in plain language. We are looking for every angle between 0 degrees and 360 degrees whose sine value is 1/2. At this point, many students immediately grab a calculator and type inverse sine of 1/2. That will give 30 degrees, but if you stop there, you miss another solution. The calculator only gives one angle. The trig function itself repeats values at different angles. So instead of jumping straight to the calculator, think geometrically. Draw the unit circle. Remember, on the unit circle, sine means the y-coordinate. Sine is vertical height. So sine of x equals 1/2 means we want points on the circle where the height is positive 1/2. Imagine drawing a horizontal line across the circle at y equals 1/2. That line cuts through the circle twice. Those two intersection points are the reason we get two solutions. Now ask, where is the y-coordinate positive? It's positive above the x-axis, which means the solutions must be in quadrants 1 and quadrants 2. This is much easier to remember than memorizing quadrant acronyms. Positive y values live in the top half of the circle. Next, we find the reference angle. We want the acute angle whose sine is 1/2. You may know from special triangles that sine of 30 degrees equals 1/2, or you can use the calculator and get inverse sine of 1/2 equals 30 degrees. But again, that 30 degrees is just the reference angle. It is not automatically the only solution. In quadrant 1, the angle is simply the reference angle itself, so our first solution is x equals 30 degrees. Now for quadrant 2. This is where many students accidentally add instead of subtracting. Visualize the angle carefully. In quadrant 2, the angle is measured starting from the positive x-axis and rotating counterclockwise into the upper left part of the circle. The reference angle is still 30 degrees, but now it sits between the terminal side and the negative x-axis. So to find the actual angle, we subtract from 180 degrees. That gives x equals 180 degrees minus 30 degrees, which equals 150 degrees. So the two solutions are 30 degrees and 150 degrees. Now let's quickly verify them. For 30 degrees, sine of 30 degrees is 1/2, and 2 times 1/2 equals 1. That works. For 150 degrees, the y-coordinate on the unit circle is also 1/2. So 2 times 1/2 again equals 1. That works too. There's also a graph interpretation that helps connect everything together. If you graph y equals sine of x from 0 to 360 degrees and then draw the horizontal line y equals 1/2, the graphs intersect twice, once at 30 degrees and once at 150 degrees. That visual matches exactly what we saw on the unit circle. 2 intersection points on the graph, 2 intersection points on the circle, and therefore 2 solutions to the equation. So the final answer is x equals 30 degrees or x equals 150 degrees. The key takeaway is this. Trig functions repeat values at different angles, so always look for all solutions in the interval, not just the one your calculator gives first.